Good morning, my friends. This is Emily Cressey with HomeSmart Real Estate, and we are asking the question, what can you buy for $1 million in Seattle? And this, of course, is a real estate-based conversation. Today, I'm just off Lake City Way on Northeast 95th Street, and we are about to go in the front door of this beautiful home. So this is actually a little bit north of, price-wise, it's a little bit north of $1 million. Today this is priced at $1.3 million and 65,000. So let's take a look at what is in this house. So I'm going to reverse this so you can see some of the, when you first walk in the front door, you've got an upstairs, a coat closet, a beautiful great room area, and look at this amazing little exercise room or office. So it has one of those cool sliding barn doors that we've all seen on Pinterest and the HGTV shows. And then as we walk in here, check it out. It's just a little room with a great view. You can see there's quite a territorial view here. We're pretty high up on a hill. The lot is a flag lot. See this? So here comes the UPS guy. So that's 95th right there. And then when you come up, you're off the busy road, and you've got a couple of other homes on this side and a couple of other homes on the uphill side. And then you can see there's a lot of new construction in this area. This is an older neighborhood, and you can see some of the older, smaller homes across the street, but it's just such a good close-in location that things are really getting redeveloped, so that people can take advantage of being able to be so close to downtown and have a nice place to live. So now I'm just walking into the kitchen, and you can see this kitchen is fabulous. It's got a nice counter, it's got stainless steel appliances. The sink, this is one of my favorite types of sink. It's stainless steel, which makes it easy to clean. And it's all one big compartment, so it doesn't have one of those dividers that makes it hard to lay out your pans and soak things. Everything can fit in here. And as a person who does a lot of dishwashing, I think that's important. And then as you look, I'm standing here at the kitchen counter, just like mom always does, right? Doing the cooking. I am fortunate my husband does a lot of cooking too. And I'm looking right into the living room. So I have a gorgeous window here, giving lots of light to the kitchen. And then I have this great open feeling. So even though I might be in the kitchen, if I'm having guests, we can entertain there in the living room next to the fireplace. We've got this chandelier, which suggests this kind of intermediary space be the dining area. And then I can also keep an eye on who's coming in the front door if anyone new is coming into the property. So I love the windows, and we're high enough here that on the side we still have our neighbors, but out to the front we have much more of a sense of space. I mean, it's very interesting how just being able to look across the street or out onto some trees really makes spaces seem very nice and welcoming. And of course, pantry space is always a big deal. So they do have a great pantry storage here in addition to the cupboards and cabinets in this area. So, whoops, I forgot my notes here. So let's head back. So let's say you had chatted and drank a glass of wine and just enjoyed sitting here by the fire, and then you were under the chandelier, you had a nice dining experience, and now it's time to kick back, maybe watch the ball game, maybe play a board game, maybe you send the kids back here while you're drinking wine. There's a whole additional family living space here to the rear of the house. So in my imagination, I kind of envision this as the family room area. So it's huge, and it's got nice high windows there to let in the light, but because we're close to the neighbor on that side, we're not highlighting the view here. But check out this amazing view. The backyard is so cute. I expect to come out here. Oh, It's just a little paradise. It's small, but they've landscaped it so nicely. It's just perfect for your bulbs. They have a few autumn cabbages there. Oh, sorry, I'm a big gardener. I always like to see what people are doing with their landscaping. Oh, we've got so much sun. And just, yeah, they've done a really nice job with it. And it's perfect for entertaining. And plus there's this deck. Oh, there's my shadow. Hello. So there's this whole deck. You can have your furniture up here, and it's, let me show you, the sun is just not cooperating with us, but it's a covered deck. So there's lights. You're not going to be in the rain, and you can set out your furniture out here, and that's not going to be in the rain either. And if you look in the corner, there's gas as well as a water bib. So you could easily put your grill out here, water your plants. You could have a lot going on out here in this very nice space that has some beautiful established evergreen trees. And this is just a lovely outdoor oasis for, especially in the summer when we get such nice weather here. It's great to have a place to be able to go outside and take advantage of it. So I'm back in the living room, or the family room area again. I didn't highlight before, but there is a pocket bath here. So I'll just show you. It's small, and it's right off the kitchen, but it's got a little bit of extra privacy. So let's go upstairs, and this is actually a 4-bedroom house. So unlike a lot of townhome style properties with the vertical build, I've seen so many in Green Lake and Ballard that are 3-bedroom, where it's 2 bedrooms on top and 1 on the bottom. And my sister was actually looking at those before she got married, and there was always sort of that question in your mind: if we have the bedroom downstairs, which kid is going to get to go down there? Is it the baby? Is it the 2-year-old? So she was always wondering about that and kind of concerned, which made us hesitant from her situation if she wanted to be there long term, just kind of worrying about how that would work out. So one of the things that I really like about this house is that there are the bedrooms all together upstairs. And there's actually a very cool downstairs room that someone could potentially sleep in. But it's not labeled as a bedroom. So we'll show you the official bedroom. So here we are, just orientation. We just came in the front door, we came up the stairs, and now we can go right or left. So let's start by going left. And this is the master bedroom suite. So we come in here and just take a look, because it has 2 nice high windows, which are great for privacy and also letting light in. And this is obviously where the bed is meant to go, between the windows. And then you have a great huge window as well. That sun is so nice today. It's making it hard for me to video, but you can see there is a view out here, but there are also blinds, of course, for privacy and darkness, especially in the summer. You wouldn't want it to get too light when you were sleeping in the morning. And then over here, not 1 walk-in closet, but 2 walk-in closets. So each person, if there were 2 people here, you can have your own walk-in closet. Lovely. And the same thing over there. So if one is messy and one is neat, that is no longer a problem. On this side, there's an additional space that looks like you could run a closet bar through here. There's nothing in there at the moment. You could put in shelving or a dresser or drawer or something like that. So nice little additional space. And then obviously a lovely, lovely bathroom. So 2 sinks, again, to avoid those fights. A glass shower. These are so fun. And the only thing is, I really suggest you use a squeegee to wipe them down just real quick after your shower to keep the glass looking nice and clean. And notice they have privacy glass and that high window in there to avoid looky-loo neighbors. Awesome soaking tub. Oh, relax just looking at it. And look, they have a shower head, so you can, ladies, you can wash your hair at the end and and a really nice sort of reclined back there. So I don't know, if you spend time soaking in a tub, you know what you like and what the good things are. I had one of these in my house in Linwood, and it was really luxurious. And then just a small bathroom pocket door for that. So let's leave the master bedroom suite and just head over here, nicely spaced for privacy. We have the upstairs laundry, so good. And they're stackable, which is a nice way to conserve space. So we're not wasting a lot of our square footage on the laundry room, but we have everything we need right here, plus a great view of the neighborhood. Let's go out and I'll show you the other 3 bedrooms. So look, we have one over here, 2 and 3 bedrooms. They're all pretty standard issue. This one has a fabulous view. And a closet. The things you need are a closet and a window that you can jump out of in the event of fire. Here's the other one. Another fabulous window. Oh, I love this view. So nice. Especially on a gorgeous day like this in December, guys. Can you believe it? We've had such a nice fall. And then here's the third one. Same deal. This one doesn't have quite as much of a view, so you can put your less discriminating child in here. So again, more storage. There's never too much storage. And then the kids can all share this bathroom here, which has one sink and then a separate room for the shower and tub, and toilet, which is nice because I always find, I don't know, my kids are 10 and 12, so this hasn't been too big of a deal yet, but even so, you know, as they get older, one's a boy, one's a girl, I don't want them to have to lock everybody out of the bathroom. Let's say my daughter is doing her hair. That could take a long time. We don't want the bathroom door shut and locked while she's doing that, and no one can use the toilet and no one can use the shower. Likewise, if someone is taking a very long shower, someone else can still come in and brush their teeth. So I think there's a lot to be said for the setup of the 2-door system, one access to the sink, one access to the tub and toilet, so that we can make maximum use and efficiency of these shared spaces. So this house, just to kind of give you a few fun facts, it was built in 2018, so it's actually very new and looks like it's in great shape. I'm going to take you downstairs now. I'll show you the garage and what we've actually got downstairs in terms of a nice bonus room down there. They also have a tankless water heater, which I have at my house, and they have gas. And the tankless water heater I've been really happy with. I think it works very well. We have fast hot water. We have enough for everybody. So I'm taking you into the garage. 2-car garage, great acoustics. Time for me to sing. And yeah, just compact, but enough room to park. And there's the water heater over there. So one of the things that can be harder to find in Seattle is parking. And so it's always nice to know that you have your own parking locked in. Not necessarily accounting for guest parking, but at least your car has a spot. So check this out. This is the downstairs room I was telling you about, and I don't know if this window is large enough for egress in the event of fire, but this would also be a great entertainment room downstairs. It's nice and big. The darkness, my husband actually likes having a darker room for like a TV or a media room. So for him that might be a plus, but we're actually below grade. If you check out this door, hide and seek, look, this is the crawl space. I don't think we have enough light for you to see much in there, so I won't spend a lot of time sticking my camera in there. But it's great to have access to that so easily, as long as you don't tell your kids. That's off limit for hide and seek, guys. And then in here we have a full, I guess it's not full, 3/4 bath. So we do actually have a shower, as well as, hello, the sink and the toilet. So if this was a workout room or something, you wanted to come down and exercise and hit the shower. And then there's also a closet here. So if you did have an extra person that wanted to hang out in this area, it's not listed as a bedroom on the listing, but I don't know, if you just had an extra person, they could come down here. But certainly you wouldn't need it. So this is the upstairs and this is the house. And I am wondering if anyone has any questions, but being a little bit new to Facebook Live, I'm not totally sure how to address it if you do. So let me just tell you a few more things, and then I'm going to take you outside to give you a sense of the lot. The home offices and just the additional space to get away from other people. It's a not very nice way to phrase it. I just think with everyone, or so many of us, working from home and having our kids work from home, just having that extra space these days is so helpful. So I love that this has the living room and the family room on the main level, as well as this pocket door office. It has 4 bedrooms upstairs, plus the additional room with the closet, shower, and window downstairs. And now I'm just gonna take you, I had to take off my booties. So let's see. I have a lot of options for buttons on here. Okay, so I'm gonna just take you outside so you can get a little bit more sense of the lot. Because one thing that I think is valuable is getting a feel for the neighborhood, and that's often harder to do when you're on the computer and sort of just seeing the glamour shots or the Google Street View and that type of thing. The Google Street View on this house looks like a bush. So this view you're pretty familiar with because I showed it to you a lot from the house. The house is oriented toward looking out this direction over the neighborhood. And here is the house itself. So it's very modern in that it's squarish, but it makes very good use of the space. And you can see even extending into the back, there's a little bit of the covered porch and the backyard back there. So it really fills the lot. And then there's my mom mobile parked in front of the 2-car garage. So to the rear, this is kind of they call it a flag lot. This is a roadway that all the neighbors need to be able to access. So you wouldn't want to block this roadway. There's actually another home to the rear and then 2 homes here. So these are all 4 homes that share this common driveway. And the school districts that we're in are fantastic. This actually goes to Eckstein Middle School. Whoa, guys, I'm on some frost. It's December and there's frost. Slipping. Okay, so it's a little bit of a higher traffic road here, and you can hear some road noise when you're at the house, but not actually when you're inside the house. The windows and the insulation and everything are great. So this is Northeast 95th Street. There's 25th Avenue Northeast up there. And there's Lake City Way over there. So if you can see that kind of blue mural, that is on Lake City Way. And then we've got newer construction here on this side of the house. So again, this is the home in question, and the price right now is $1,365,000. And we're right in the Wedgewood area in Northeast Seattle. I actually printed out a map. I'm sure there's a cool technologically enhanced way to give you an idea of where this property is. But I know when I'm looking at homes, I always like to get oriented to the neighborhood. So just take a look at this map. So here's where the house is. That's the flag for the home. And this is the Montlake Cut. Right here are Windermere and Laurelhurst. These are very high-priced neighborhoods right here. And this is the area of the University of Washington. So if you're trying to access the University of Washington, then you're very close to that. And Lake City Way is a big roadway that goes along, kind of following the lake. And then over here, you've got I-5. So if you need to get into downtown Seattle, you can pop over to I-5 and go south that way. You also are very close to the 520 bridge. Right here, if you need to head over to Bellevue. So in this area, it tends to be pretty competitive for homes that are for sale. So if you want to buy a home, people have seen, even in a situation where they've submitted a nice clean offer, that it's not necessarily easy to get their offer accepted. However, this seller is not doing the thing where they try to get everybody to bid and like fight against each other by reviewing offers on the same day. They are reviewing offers as they come in. So that means when you submit your offer, they'll take a look at it and negotiate with you directly on a one-on-one basis, which is nice. Now I have to take off my shoes again. So as I think I started to mention, the school district here is good. We have highly rated schools, and I'm just flipping to the page that reminds me about them. I printed out so many pages. This listing is one that my new friend Leah has gotten. She's a newer agent with our firm in HomeSmart. We're both working with Tammy Hatch, who is an experienced agent and excellent. She's one of the top performers in our firm. So we are really glad that we are working with her, and she's just fantastic. So now what we're seeing here on this sheet is that it's Jane Addams. I had thought it was Exine. I think I must have seen that elsewhere. So Jane Addams is the middle school, and Nathan Hale is the high school. So depending on what neighborhood, what schools you're going to, there's a lot of variety within the Seattle School District. And this year especially has been difficult with not even being able to go to school in many cases. So it's something that it's just good to kind of be flexible these days, right? We have to be flexible when we're going into work with our kids, working from home with our kids helping us and us helping them, and just there's a lot to adapt to. So for some people that means that their current living situation is not an ideal setup anymore. And as I have a background as an investor, I had always thought that this type of bad news could potentially provide a buying opportunity, right? If something were to happen where we had to, have a lot of tenants who were not able to pay their rent, if there were going to be evictions, health crisis, that type of thing, there's a lot of potential there for economic unrest. And certainly some of our small business owners and restaurant owners are suffering tremendously with this, not being able to open and operate at a profitable capacity. So that's very difficult. But the good thing is that a lot of money has been sort of pumped into the economy, first with the stimulus checks and the small business loans that are forgivable, and also with unemployment. And of course, in the case of real estate, with our low interest rates. So one of the things, Seattle, when you look nationwide at the statistics, the Seattle market has been one of the strongest recovering markets nationwide, and it's just boomed back. There's a very short days on market. So typically the average is, if you put a house up for sale, the average is it's going to get sold in about a week, which is unbelievable. But this month, we just closed out November, and the statistics are there. Typically, it's longer term data is showing about 3 weeks on average. So that's fine. There's still a lot of transactions going on. It just means that the homes are not sitting for very long. So when you find one you like, you just need to be prepared to act. And that means having your ducks lined up. So you need to know a couple things. You need to know about your lending, your financing situation. So we have a couple of great lenders that we work with. I'd be happy to recommend somebody to you if you need someone. Having a local lender is a big deal. I was looking at some feedback on homes in this area before coming out here, and one realtor said specifically, our offer was not accepted because we had an out-of-town lender and the other buyer had an in-town lender, and that gave the seller more confidence that the loan would be able to close. So having a great lender on your team who's local and can close can be a deciding factor in whether you get the house that you're bidding on. So it's not only about you kind of pre-qualifying you as your financial strength, it's also about who's helping you, who's on your team. And that's why I'm building a team called HomePro Associates, where I have the best people, the best lenders, the best insurance people, title inspectors, whomever you need. That's who we want to have to make sure that you get the right service quickly in this fast-moving and competitive marketplace. Another thing that you need to take a look at is what you're doing for your inspection. So oftentimes a property, the seller will do an inspection for you. It's for you and it's for them to kind of help them find out if there's anything wrong with the property that they weren't aware of. Was there a foundation crack or a moisture issue or something happened to the roof? Just things that you might not have noticed when you're living in the house and it's filled with furniture and you're busy with your day-to-day life. But when we get it empty and we send someone to take a look at the roof and the crawl space and all the different things, sometimes they might notice something that you weren't even aware of. So when the seller does a pre-inspection, they can decide if they want to fix anything before they put it on the market, so that you as the buyer don't have to worry about that. And they also can make that inspection available to you as the buyer, so that when you're putting in an offer, you can have that confidence that you know the condition of the property, and the seller has the peace of mind knowing that you're not going to be coming in and renegotiating for thousands of dollars of different things based on your inspection, because the inspection has already been done. You always can do your own additional inspection, but you don't need to. It's your choice at that point. But they are expecting that there's not going to be a lot of renegotiation because they already know the inspection situation for the home. And then a couple other things to look at are just what are you doing for your down payment and your earnest money. Earnest money needs to be submitted right away. So within 48 hours of your offer being accepted, you need to send in earnest money. And the more earnest money you have, the stronger your offer is. The earnest money could be lost. It could be forfeit to the seller if you do not perform on your buyer contract. But you have a couple of protections depending on how we write this up. We have the protection of your home inspection if you need to get an inspection done. We also typically have a financing contingency, which means if for whatever reason you can't get the loan, you have a job today, but tomorrow they tell you you're fired and you don't have a job anymore, you can't get your loan, you could get out of the deal on that basis. And then typically an appraisal contingency as well, which is really interesting because with the appraisals, your real estate agent will help you do an evaluation of the home. They'll look at other comparable homes in the area, see what they're selling for, and get a good understanding of the values in the area. And the appraiser will do the same thing in essentially a very similar way. But what we find is that when the homes are competitive and they're getting bid up above, well above the asking price, then sometimes it can be harder to get them to appraise because we priced it where we thought it was worth, we priced it where the data could justify it, and now it's up here. And so is the appraiser going to agree that that's the value, or is he going to say, the data pegs it a little bit lower? So it's just a good question to ask yourself, what would you do if you're in that situation where things have been bid up? If you don't get the appraisal, then you're either going to have to put more of your own cash into the property to cover the difference, or you're going to have to renegotiate a lower price, or you can just walk away. But it is another layer of protection to make sure you get the inspection contingency, the financing contingency, and the appraisal contingency. Of course, if you're buying with a no money down loan, like a VA loan or something like that, you are totally okay to do that, but it can sometimes be viewed negatively by the seller. So there's not a lot you can do about that, but it might affect what homes you go after or your negotiating strategy. I just had a couple of buyers go under contract using a VA loan, so they're getting in with a no money down VA loan, and they're super thrilled. And the way that worked out for us was we were looking at Shoreline at entry-level starter price point homes, which are very competitive. And we actually were out looking at one that was overpriced and it had been sitting for a while. And so we said, no, we're not really interested in this one. But while we were there, I kid you not, we were roaming around the yard like, oh, is this right for us? And the phone alert goes off. Across the street, like 50 yards away, is another home that has just come on the market. So we were literally the first ones there. We called it, and they were not able to show it until like 5:30 that night or something, because the owner was working from home, and the daughter working from home at school. It would have been very disruptive. Couldn't really get out of the house. So we went to see it at 5:30 that night. We were the first people to see it. We put in an offer that night around 8, and we were under contract by 11, going back and forth talking with them. So it was a late night. It was very exciting, but even with our VA loan, we gave a full price offer. We did have an inspection contingency to protect us. We did have a financing contingency to protect us. And of course, the VA requires their appraisal to come in as well. So we had all the protections, but just by being first in the right place at the right time, making a strong, clean offer. And we did a little something extra, which was to make an accommodation to the seller. So because it was, it's nearing Christmas time, and she didn't want to be moving out right around the holidays, we did a little bit of a rent back. So she didn't have to move out, boom, the day it closed. We're giving her a few extra weeks so that she can enjoy the holidays and that time with her daughter, use that time off of work to get packed and ready to relocate. So by being flexible with something other than money, we were able to help her and accommodate her in a way that she found very valuable and helped us get the deal, so things can still happen. It's just good to be kind of aware of the pros and cons, your strengths and weaknesses as a buyer, so that you can be adaptable and negotiable to the situation. I really enjoy negotiating. I think it's a great way to just tweak things to make it a win-win. I'm all about having people leave the deal with a good feeling. Everyone has gained. Everyone has put themselves in a better position than they felt that they were when they started out. And oftentimes it's not just about the money. It's not just about making the price go higher. A lot of people fixate on just one variable in a negotiation, but frequently there are many variables to be aware of. So I am running out of time here. Now that we can't do open houses anymore, we're locked down again. We were open for a while. I was doing open houses, and now we're locked down. So I'm bringing you this as a virtual open house so you can get out and take a look. If you would like a virtual tour, away from the glamour shots and video and kind of what does this really look like and feel like behind the scenes, I would be more than happy to host that for you. So just get in touch with me. Emily Cressey, I think you're probably watching this on Facebook, where I'm HomePro Associates. You could also maybe be watching it on YouTube, where I'm also HomePro Associates. If you see it later and you want to get in touch with me, you can go to my website, which is homeproassociates.com, and I will be happy to arrange for you the type of viewing that you like, whether it's a FaceTime, we could be live. You can say, Emily, drive the camera into the master bedroom again. I want to see what that's like. Or we could do it a different way. I could record something in advance, send it to you. But real estate is still open. It is a little bit difficult. We're changing the way we do things and really leaning on technology more. But if you're comfortable coming out, it's easy for me to get you in a house for a one-on-one showing. It's just we're trying to avoid the large groups. So, but anyway, what I was saying was that we are just blocking half-hour time slots. And so I think I want to be respectful of this home, and I'm sure other buyers that want to come take a look at it. So I'm going to wrap up this live, but thanks so much for joining me. If you're catching this afterward, if you have any questions, just message me or reach out. Carrier pigeon is fine. And yeah, we'll get you started looking at homes, get you the information you need about the neighborhoods, and look forward to helping you find the right property that's a good fit for you in terms of your budget, your location, your lifestyle, because I want it to be a win for you, and I want it to be a big success and a fun and exciting journey. Look forward to talking with you later. Thanks.